I have a feeling that moment with Ainz finding out that there's something going on with Subaru is a major plot point for the upcoming episodes of Isekai Quartet. It's something I've been looking forward to. I asked for a ReZero episode. I've been asking for it because I've been looking forward to just seeing a little bit more of Subaru interacting with the characters, mainly Ainz, to see if he would use Return by Death, or anyone will find out about it. And this comes to something very critical for this anime. They have two options here. Actually, three options. The three options that is available now from Ainz finding out about, Subaru's Return by Death curse. The options is, Ainz found out, he's going to keep it to himself and not say anything, and, nothing's really going to change. Which would fit in with Ainz's character, which I'll talk about. The second option is he talks to Subaru about it, and basically he's like, hey man, what's going on? Subaru tells him and all that, or something happens, and basically things either go wrong or something happens, and you have it to where Ainz is like, hey, I could probably fix that. I could probably do something for you, and Subaru is fixed. Or the third option is that Subaru is actually going to have his secret revealed to everyone, and he's going to be able to actually talk talk about what has happened, and without the curse really affecting him. One or the other, the main point I'm getting at is that there's options here. They have a comedy route they can go down, or they have a very serious route they can go down. And looking at what Isekai Quartet is necessarily about, it obviously does have more comedy than serious tones. However, there has been a few things throughout this, anime short that has established that there is more going on behind the scenes. And I think Isekai Quartet's going to be around 12, maybe 14 episodes. I forget how many episodes it's going to be. But even then, we're on episode 7 right now. So there's not many episodes left if we're counting how much time is within an episode. There's only 3 minutes per episode. So when we factor all of that in, it just starts to make you wonder how are they going to explain the other individual scenes that's already been established unless they're thinking of doing a continuation, like a season 2 or something? What I'm getting at is, so we go back a few episodes, we have one of these senseis basically brainwashing, one of our characters. You remember Beatrice and all that, when she was trying to figure out what was going on, she was pretty much told to go back to the classroom and fit in, and it was kind of like she was being controlled. And we saw Albedo have it done to her as well, and it really hasn't been established ever again. It hasn't really popped back up again since that point. And seeing the whole situation with Ainz and Subaru, it starts to make you wonder if there's more going on here. Like I said in my last episode review of this, there is a possibility that maybe Subaru is dying constantly, and he is fixing everything, and we're just seeing the world that's fixed instead of what Subaru is having to go through, since we're not necessarily following Subaru's story. And if that is the case, that'd be interesting if that reveal is done, and Ainz finds out about it, and we find out through Ainz. So there is options here. There is definitely options, comedy-wise and serious-wise. I really am looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Ainz finding out about Subaru's curse, okay? Can he remove it? That is the question I think many are probably going to ask themselves. As someone that has actually read pretty much all 4 of these series, the only thing I haven't done is read the light novel of Tanya. As someone that's pretty much been all over these series, though, and looking at Ainz's character and Subaru and what his curse is all about, and not getting too deep into spoilers, because I know there's many that hasn't read ahead of Season 1 of ReZero. Basically, Ainz, he is someone that we know is pretty much the most broken person in that world right now, in Isekai Quartet. However, Ainz has a lot of things at his disposal, but he isn't necessarily a god. He can technically be killed. There's certain means, but he can be killed. And we know for a fact that he is pretty much maxed out when it comes to all of his spells for his certain class. He can use 10th tier spells, he has world-class items, and he has special 11th tier spells and stuff. He has some really strong abilities at his disposal. And when we look at his personality and everything, he probably could help Subaru out. He probably could remove the witch's curse, return by death. But the thing is, would Ainz do it? If we look at everything that's been established from both of these characters, if we're keeping them in character and they're not going to be changed just to fit in for a comedy purpose or just for the plot, then knowing Ainz, there's only a couple of reasons that he would even help out Subaru. The only way he would ever want to help out Subaru is Subaru was a part of Nazarick. See, at the end of the day, Ainz doesn't care about anyone that isn't a part of Nazarick. For instance, everyone can be thrown to the wolves, as long as if Nazarick will live. So, technically, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Subaru will never swear loyalty to someone like Ainz, because obviously he has his loyalty with Amelia. So that will not work out. Even if, they both come to a mutual understanding and they come from, let's say, the same world, it does not change the fact that those two individuals, because of how Ainz is and how he operates in his world and Overlord, he would never probably have Subaru in his group, unless he brain controlled him in some way, because, Subaru would never, kind of go against Amelia, and say, like, I'd rather be with you, Ainz, than Amelia. He wouldn't do that. So, that's one thing. That just cuts it off right there. Ainz would never do that. However, Ainz does like to create debts. That is something that his character is about. He is someone that loves to make it to where people are indebted to him, to where then he could call upon them to ask for a favor when he needs it. That is definitely within his character. So him going out of his way, maybe fixing Subaru to put him in debt, is definitely something that he would want. However, what would Subaru have to offer? That is the big question. At the end of the day, Subaru really doesn't have much. He doesn't. Because he is a boy that doesn't have much power. The only thing he really has is return by death. And if Ainz gets rid of that, he just straight up becomes a normal boy. And so, yeah. And obviously, if Ainz is interested in him, he would like the concept of return by death, because he could use that for Nazarick. So, overall, that goes against it. So, Ainz wouldn't probably try to create and make Subaru in his debt, because there's really nothing he could offer. Even if he says, like, I could offer something with a mine and ore and all that from Rosewall's domain and stuff, it's something like that would not happen. Because, once again, Ainz, he has so much stockpile of certain things, I really doubt anything he would do. Like, Subaru would have anything to give him. The only thing that would interest Ainz is potentially a magical item. Any type of magical item. And on the top of my head, I can't really think of anything that Subaru necessarily owns that's a magical item that he would be interested in. So, that's a big problem there. So, if we're looking at world-class items, obviously, Ainz's capabilities with world-class items, he's able to basically overwrite anything he wants with certain world-class items. And so he could easily make it to where Subaru does not have the curse, the witch's curse anymore. So, the only way he would ever want to use a world-class item is if he must. Because Ainz, at the end of the day, is a greedy man, and world-class items are a one-time use. So he would rather use a world-class item to benefit Nazarick than use it on an individual he doesn't really know or even care about in general. So there's just no way he would ever use one on someone like Subaru. So at the end of the day, I don't think Ainz will remove Subaru's curse, even if he is capable of it, because he just doesn't operate like that. It would be a better option to go around and probably talk to Aqua and to get his curse removed. Even though Aqua is so dumb, she still would be a better alternate than Ainz, because at the very least Aqua, she could be persuaded to help out Subaru. And Subaru, knowing how he is and how he can, weed his way and get people to do what he wants, sometimes depending on how many times he dies, if he learns knowledge and stuff, then most likely he could definitely get Aqua to help him out. Aqua is a goddess, and so that is her realm of expertise when it comes to curses and stuff, so she could definitely do something about that. So, yeah. Do I think Ainz can remove the curse? Yes. Will Ainz remove the curse? Probably not. Will he talk to Subaru about it? Maybe. But there is a possibility he won't. And the reason why he might not talk to Subaru about it, because it once again goes along with Ainz's character. He is someone that's a very cautious man. He is someone that doesn't like to risk too many things. He doesn't like risky maneuvers. And because of that, looking at something as powerful as to return by death on Subaru, he's going to notice that. He's going to notice how powerful it is. He probably knows how much it works, or how it works now, when he put his hand on Subaru's chest. So looking at that, he probably doesn't want to mess with it, because there could be other things that he doesn't even know, or maybe he wasn't even able to fully determine what type of magic it was. If that's the case, that makes Ainz scared even more. He will not want to even fiddle and touch Subaru's curse at all because of how there's so many unknowns about it. It might be a world-class item in his eyes. So that's the point here, is because of how cautious Ainz is, he probably will act like it never happened. He'll probably act like he has no idea what's really going on because he just doesn't want to take that risk and potentially putting Nazarick in danger. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. No, it's really long-winded, many might not care about it, but that's my overall impressions of those two characters' interactions in this episode. So, other things. Let's talk about the cute little scene with Beatrice, how she made a friend. That's adorable. That made me just squeal. I was like, that is so cute. When you see the twins, how they're making friends with, like, Subaru and then, you know, Beatrice, and you just see how Beatrice rushes off to the library and all that with her new friend, I'm just like, that is sweet. That is super freaking cute. I love it. I want more of it. And then also seeing Subaru meeting Hamsuke, that's fascinating as well, which I want to get into that. FYI, if you don't know, the reason why Hamsuke was biting Subaru is because of the witch's stench. Every time he uses Return by Death, the stench gets more and more powerful. It comes off of him. This was established in the anime, obviously, so no spoilers. And so when you think about it, it makes you start wondering. For Hamsuke to be attracted to Subaru and attack him, makes me wonder if Subaru has been using Return by Death more. And that is why Hamsuke is attacking him. Think about that. But, another thing, too, is also next week is apparently going to be like a pool episode, like a swimming episode. That's interesting. I mean, there's going to be definitely a lot of fan service, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of jokes. Like, there's probably going to be a joke for the twins finding out their true gender, but also there's probably going to be a joke with Ainz as well, because remember, he's Bone Daddy. So I have a feeling we're going to have a really funny Albedo scene next week with Mr. Bone Daddy. I think that's about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts. How do you felt about this episode of Isekai Quartet? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know your honest opinions on things. Do you think Ainz would actually help out Subaru? Do you think I'm wrong about what I said? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. And I love you guys. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And with that, Chibi out.